There's absolutely no way I could have known which word you were going to think of because you just randomly chose a word from this entire book. And again, what was the word?
Trickery.
Trickery. And I told you I had a prediction right here on the shelf. A prediction that I have not touched.
Yeah.
I wrote this before we even started. You thought of trickery. I wrote down.
Whoa, that's so cool. What?
What's going on, everyone? Spidey here, and welcome to another epic mentalism tutorial. And I'm really excited about this one because what we're learning today is an entire performance piece. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's something I've done multiple times. I've really worked this in my professional sets, so you're getting a ready-to-go performance piece. If you book a show or you're doing a professional performance, you can take this as is, just throw it in there. It's done with a borrowed book, so any book at all, and you've got a killer performance on your hands. Really excited to teach you guys this. Let's jump right into the performance. For the performance, I'd like to welcome a very dear friend of mine to the channel. She is incredibly talented. She's a magician, but she's also a world traveler. She has a really fun YouTube channel with all kinds of great content. I even show up in a lot of her videos, so I'll leave a link in the description to where you could follow her, and you guys should totally all go follow her channel, and her name is Gali Novak. Gali, super excited to have you on the channel. Welcome at long last. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
And you're joining us from Australia, the land down under.
That's the one.
Did I say it right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Perfectly.
You ready to see this thing?
So
Got a
ready.
super epic trick for you. Ready to see it?
Can't wait.
Awesome. I'm gonna start with this. This is a prediction that I wrote down, and I'm gonna put it right here on my shelf. That way I can't touch it, I can't modify it, I'm committed to what it says. Besides that, I'm also gonna be using a book. This is called Telling Lies. It's all about lie detection, one of my favorite books, and a deck of cards, and I want you to see that all the cards are different, yeah?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Gali, I'm gonna run down the cards like this. You're gonna say the word stop whenever you like, and when you say stop, I'm gonna open it up where you said and show you the card that you've stopped me at. So it's totally up to you. Go ahead and say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right, is that exactly where you wanted or a little further?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. So I'm gonna open it up exactly where you said, and I'm going to show you that card. Can you see it?
Yes.
Wonderful. And watch carefully. I'm just gonna put that card right down there. And I'm gonna grab a few more cards exactly from where you said stop, just like this, and make a little packet. The rest of the deck, we don't need. Now I'm gonna mix this little packet up. That way, I can't know where your card is, and you can't know where your card is amongst these cards. I don't even know what your card is. Is that fair?
Yeah, very fair.
Wonderful. Now I'm gonna riffle through the book like this, and you're gonna say stop multiple times. And each time you say stop, I'm gonna throw one of these random cards right into that page. Having no idea where your card is, we're gonna make this as random as possible. So Gali, go ahead, say the word stop when you like.
Stop.
Right there.
Yeah.
That'll be the first one. Again,
Stop.
right? Is that exactly what you said?
Yeah.
That'll be the second one. Oh, it kind of got jammed in the spine a little. That'll be the second one. Here we go.
Stop.
Right there, that's the third one.
Yeah. Stop.
That's the fourth one.
Stop.
5, 1 left.
Stop.
6. Is that good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, Gali, is there any way that I could possibly know which one of those cards is or where your card fell? That was completely random. All the choices were made by you, correct?
100% correct.
Awesome. Now, as I go through the card, through the book, I'm gonna find the cards, and you'll let me know when I get to yours. So this one over here, that's on page 346, the 7 of spades. Was that your card?
No.
It was not. We'll keep going here. Page 256, the 2 of spades. Was that your card?
Yeah.
This was your card?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and that fell on page 256, 257. I do want you to see that. 256, 257, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it could have been any of the other cards. There's no way I could have known that was going to be yours. Here, this one fell on page 217. We have one here on page 180, 142, 104 right there. And then, is that it? Yeah, that's all of them. 6 cards. So yours fell randomly on page 256 and 257. And Gali, what is the first word on that page? Do you see it?
Yeah. It's trickery.
Trickery. Remember that. because this was completely random. You picked a card, we mixed a bunch of random cards, threw them into the book, yours fell on the page that says trickery. So Gally, this was completely random. There's absolutely no way I could have known which word you were going to think of because you just randomly chose a word from this entire book. And again, what was the word?
Trickery.
Trickery. And I told you I had a prediction right here on the shelf, a prediction that I have not touched.
Yeah.
I wrote this before we even started. You thought of trickery. I wrote down.
Whoa, that's so cool. What?
Trickery.
That's awesome. I love that.
Thank you so much, Gally, but that's not all. You know, a lot of people look at this and they might think to themselves, oh, it's just coincidence. Look, you got lucky. You're just lucky. You're a lucky guy. It's not coincidence. It's not luck. It's all destined. I know it's crazy to say, but of all the cards, yours landed on page 256, 257, right? And these cards were all selected randomly by you. But if we look at the specific cards that you chose, you can actually see 256
Oh, whoa.
and
That's so cool.
257.
Awesome. I love
Destiny.
that.
Destiny. Sorry, I got a little carried away.
I loved it.
Thank you so much, Gally. I really appreciate it. Glad you had fun. Now let's learn it. So that was the performance. As you could see, this is a complete piece with multiple phases, and it's really different from a lot of other stuff out there. So you're gonna have a very unique piece in your set now. So right now we're gonna jump in and I'm gonna teach you step by step how to perform this. But before we do that, guys, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on for more amazing mentalism and psychology content. So let's go over what you're gonna need in order to perform this trick. The first thing is a book, any paperback book. So in other words, not a hardcover, because you wanna be able to riffle like this. Also, it should be pretty thick, a couple of 100 pages. Now what you're gonna do to start off is you're gonna go a little past the middle, anywhere a little bit past the middle, you know, anywhere in this area, and you're going to find a page that you like that has a good word for the first word on that page. I found page 256 and 257, and the first word on that page is trickery. And I really like that word. I like this area. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. I'm going to write down the word trickery. That's my prediction. I'm then gonna take a deck of cards and I'm going to take out the numbers that constitute this page number and that page number. So 256, 257. So I already have those ready right over here. 256, 257. The suits don't matter at all. I'll put that over here so you guys could see the preparation. The last thing you're gonna need is a second one of any one of these cards from a similar deck. So from another blue back deck, I have just one of these, the two of spades, and that is going to go face down in that page. I can now close the book. That's ready to go. This is in my pocket, also ready to go. And for the cards, here's the setup. You're gonna take any random one of these cards except for that duplicate one, the one you have already in the book. Let's say the 7 of spades. You're going to put it on top of the 2, and that's gonna go on top of the deck. And the rest of these 4 cards are going to go at the bottom. So at the bottom I have my 5, 6, 2, 5, or whatever remains, the rest of the deck, and at the end I have that 2 of spades, and on top of that is the last one of those 6 cards. Now that that's ready, you're ready to perform. You're gonna start by showing your prediction. Now this could be on a piece of paper, you could have it inside an envelope, you could put it in their hands, you could put it on the table. This is a really fair prediction, guys, so really add your own style to this. But for this explanation, I'll leave it right there. Then you show them the deck of cards to see that they are all different. Now we're gonna use what's called a riffle force to make them think that they chose to stop right here, where that 7 and that 2 are. Here's how. I start by telling them what's gonna happen. I say, I'm gonna run down the cards like this, and you're gonna say stop whenever you want. And when you say stop, and look, I really fairly open that up and say, I'm gonna show you that card. Because I wanna condition them that that's how fairly I'm gonna do it, but it's not. Now my right hand comes over and I grab the deck with my right thumb at the back and middle finger at the front. My index finger is going to kick up about half those cards like this and move them to the left. My left hand is going to grab that upper packet, and notice how my pinky naturally falls on top of that packet. And then I close the deck up like this, and to them from the front, it just looks like I cut the cards, but from the back, my pinky is holding that spot. Now my thumb's going to riffle down like this, and I'm going to have them say stop once again. When they say stop, it's going to look like I'm opening it up exactly where they said stop, because my finger goes right in that opening. But at the same time, as it gets there, I tilt forward a little bit, and my thumb comes here and opens up at that opening. This is one fluid motion, and it looks like that's where they said stop. It's not. That's the 7. Now, they've stopped me at the 7. The 2 is the next card down, but I need to make it seem like they stopped me at the 2. Here's how I'm going to do that. My left thumb is going to push over 2 cards. Notice how easy that was. It's almost like you practice just a little bit and you naturally develop the ability. Sometimes as you push down, 2 cards naturally move over like that as one. And sometimes when you don't put too much pressure, one of them slides over and then you kind of drag the other one out. So you kind of have to develop a knack for this and push 2 cards over. And you say, that's where you stopped me. And now you're going to come up to show them the card where they stopped you, but on the way up, my thumb is going to pull that card back. The reason that second card stays in place is because my other fingers down here are in contact with it and they're keeping it in place. So as I come up to say, look, that's where you stopped me, my thumb pulls that 7 back and they are now seeing that 2 of spades. And you saw me do that in the performance. But again, you go, that's the card you stopped me at, take a look. Notice how I did that. And now they're looking at that 2 of spades. They think that's their card. Now you're up here. They're looking at their card and you come back and you square it and you drop it on the table. So look how far ahead you are. They think they stopped you at the 2 of spades and you put it down on the table, but you've already switched it for that 7. Now you say, we're also going to take a few more cards from where you stopped me. And you come down here and you grab 4 cards from the bottom here. But don't make it obvious that it's 4. Don't be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just sort of count it to yourself a little like this. For them, it's supposed to be very unclear how many you took. So here we have 4, and I just drop them on top like that. You don't want to give them an opportunity to know how many you put down. It's meant to be ambiguous because you have 5, but you're going to play it off as 6. The rest of the cards, you put away. You don't need those anymore. Now you pick this little packet up and you mix it. And again, very ambiguous. You don't want them to count. Now I reiterate that there's no way they can possibly know where their card is in this pack, and I can't know where it is. I don't even know what it is. Now I'm going to take the book over here. Now remember, on that 4th page, we have that other 2 of spades. We're going to tell them that we're going to riffle through the pages like this. They're going to say stop multiple times, and each time we're going to throw these cards in. Notice I say multiple times, not 5 times, not 6 times, nothing like that. I say, you're going to say stop a number of times. I'm going to throw all these cards where you say stop. Now, you want the first stop to be beneath where that 4th card is. So somewhere in all this area, right? Because that first 4th card is there. So anywhere in that entire area is where the first one is. Notice how I've got the book kind of sideways because they say stop there. I open it up and they very clearly see me take this card and throw it in there. Now I'm going to keep going. Now here's what I'm going to aim for. I'm going to aim for them to say stop right on that 2nd card. Now it's very easy to riffle to that 2nd card because the card creates this natural bend in the book, so it's easy to just, boom, open there. But before I go on from that first one, I rotate towards myself because I don't want them to see that card. And I say, that was 1, and I keep going. Say stop again. Now, I'm hoping they say stop and that happens. If that happens, you take the card, you pretend to throw it in, so you say that's number 2, and watch what happens. I go in here, I just pull this card back as I turn the book, and I go, oh, just pull it out, got stuck a little bit there. And that looks so good because you're already on a page that has a card, so you're here, you push that card out, you go, that'll be 2, oh, I'm sorry, and you turn it like this so they see it, and to them 100% it looks like you threw that card in there. But what if you miss that? And it happens a lot. Don't stress about it. If, let's say, you do 1, Then you go like this, they say stop, and you're not on that page. You do the same thing, so you've turned the book towards yourself. You push the card out, you go in and out like this, but you just don't show anything. And you say, that was 2. Don't worry about it. You're doing this fast, it's casual. No one's gonna go, hey, let's see that one. Don't worry about it at all. Just keep going. So now you're gonna keep going, but you've already done the fake one, so you wanna go past that force card. I can almost see the bend there. So you're gonna wanna drop a whole bunch of pages here like this and go to the top of the book. So now, basically if you miss that second one and you don't land on it, just go way past it. So now they say stop, you go, that's 3, again, 4, 5, one last one, 6. And that looks so fair. To them, it looks like these cards randomly were thrown exactly where they said stop. Now you tell them, let's go ahead and look for your card. So you're gonna take the book, totally up to you if you wanna start on this side or the other side. In the performance, I started from over here. So for the explanation, we'll go here. So we go through and we say, okay, let's see where the cards are. Oh, there's one here. This is on page 82, and that's the 5 of clubs. Was that your card? They say no. You go, okay, let's keep going. Page 106, 7 of spades. Was that your card? No. That goes there. Page 126, we have the 2 of clubs. Was that your card? It was not. Okay, perfect. Let's keep going. Page 152 is the 5 of hearts. Was that your card? It was not. Okay, there's just 2 left here. Right there, page 256, we have the 2 of spades. Was that your card? They say yes. You go, oh, okay, that was your card. Now, there's no way I could have known that. That was totally random, but it landed on page 256, 257. Now, if it's a small group, you show it to them like this. If it's on camera, like you're doing this virtually, or a big group, you hold it up here and show it to them like this. And you say, look, 256, 257, and we'll leave that there. So you say, we'll just come back to that, but the last one is still in there. Page here, 312 was the 6 of hearts, but that wasn't your card, this was. Now, I want you to look at the page where you stopped randomly, and I want you to remember that first word. What's that word? And they say trickery. Again, you show it to them depending on the performance platform. You show it to them however is appropriate, trickery. I like to put these cards in here like this to make everything neat, to make everything clean. Close the book and go back to the prediction. So you take the prediction and again, make sure this is super fair and you say, you re-stress. Guys, with mentalism, it's always important to recap. You randomly chose a card, it was mixed amongst other cards, they were thrown into the book at random locations that you chose, and the page your card landed on started with the word trickery. And now you open this up and they go nuts. Really let that moment sink in. And now you say, now hold on. A lot of people see this and think it's luck or coincidence, but it's not. Because I want you to see that of all the pages where you could have put your card, you put your card on 256, 257. And now you look at the cards and you rearrange them. 256, 257. And you spread them like this. And you go, these were the cards you randomly stopped at. And if you take a look at that, 2, 5, 6, 2, 5, 7. And now you've got that bonus kicker at the end. And honestly, guys, the method just has so many moving parts where you switch their card, you have more cards than they think, there's one already in there, that there's really no way that your spectators can put this back together. It is a mind destroyer. So there it was, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this trick. And if you want more content like this to where instead of a trick, it's like an entire performance piece with multiple phases, something that's a little bit more elaborate, let me know what you thought of this. And let me know in the comments, are you gonna do this exactly the way it is? Or do you have some other ideas to how you can modify this? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments and I will see you on the next one.